Hi, this is Daniel DiTuro. Is wheat an evil, deadly food that should be eliminated from your diet? In this video, I'll share what is wheat, a brief history of wheat, refined versus whole wheat, reasons to avoid wheat, symptoms of wheat allergy and celiac disease, and is foreign-grown wheat healthier than American wheat? First, what is wheat? Wheat is a grass grown for its seeds. There are many varieties of wheat, including spring wheat, winter wheat, soft wheat, and hard wheat. Soft and hard refers to the amount of protein in wheat. Hard wheat is used for bread flour, and soft wheat for cake flour. Whole wheat kernels can be cooked and eaten like other whole grains, or milled into whole wheat flour. Wheat is the second most eaten grain in the world, behind rice. An estimated 2.5 billion people eat wheat. Wheat was grown as a crop in the Middle East about 12,000 years ago. There are an estimated 30,000 varieties of wheat. About 500 varieties are grown in the U.S. for animal and human consumption. As I've said, whole wheat is the entire wheat seed or kernel. It consists of the high-fiber outer bran, the fat, vitamin, and mineral-rich germ, and the starch-rich endosperm. Refined wheat removes the bran and germ. Refined wheat is used to make thousands of prepared foods. In the ingredients list, it can be called enriched flour or enriched wheat flour. They both mean refined white flour with added vitamins and minerals. Most people can buy enriched white flour. True whole wheat flour has the bran, endosperm, and germ. Some countries allow wheat flour with the germ removed to be sold as whole wheat flour. The germ has fat that can become rancid, reducing the flour's shelf life. Before refrigeration, whole wheat flour that included the germ could become rancid within a week. By removing the germ, refined white flour has a longer shelf life than whole wheat flour. Some people believe refined wheat flour is a 20th century invention. In reality, people have eaten refined wheat flour for about 6,000 years, at least wealthy people. Ancient refined flour was not as refined as today's white flour, and it was so expensive only the wealthy could afford it. What we know today as refined wheat flour is a product of the late 19th century. Flour mills started using steel instead of stone rollers, increasing production and reducing the cost of refined flour. Like refined sugar, refined flour was now affordable for the masses, who used them to add mass to their bodies. There are legitimate reasons for some people to avoid wheat. Many low-carb diet promoters claim wheat is a greater threat to human existence than the atom bomb and social media combined. They claim wheat is responsible for dozens of serious dietary-related diseases and symptoms. Some claim wheat is dangerous because modern wheat is a genetically modified food crop that no longer resembles ancient wheat. Just ignore the fact there are no GMO wheat crops. The same is true for rice, another grass seed. The only GMO grain is corn, except for organically grown corn. That doesn't mean the wheat eaten today is the same as wheat eaten 12,000 or even 100 years ago. Like roses and other plants and animals, wheat has been crossbred to increase grain size and yield. There are legitimate reasons some people must limit or avoid wheat. Wheat has the protein gluten. High gluten wheat is what makes today's yeast breads and pastas possible. About 1% of the world's population has celiac disease, an autoimmune disorder that causes inflammation of the small intestine. In addition to wheat, people with celiac disease must avoid barley, rye, emmer, einkorn, oats, spelt, and triticale. Some are naturally high in gluten, while others can be cross-contaminated. Wheat is found in so many foods, completely eliminating it from your diet can be challenging. And many gluten-free foods have more calories than foods made with wheat. That makes it more difficult if you need to cut calories to lose weight. But never fear, some diet experts claim there is good gluten and bad gluten. Modern wheat is supposed to be high in bad gluten, while ancient wheat like einkorn and spelt have small amounts of good gluten. In many cases, it only takes a small amount of gluten or any allergen to trigger an immune response. While spelt and other ancient grains may not have as much gluten or the same gluten proteins as wheat, they may still cause celiac disease. Wheat and other grains have proteins besides gluten. About 1 to 3% of the world's population without celiac disease are allergic to other wheat proteins. Most allergies are triggered by proteins. Common food allergies include eggs, fish, milk, peanuts, seafood, soy, tree nuts, and wheat. Even so, many low-carb diets recommend eating eggs, fish, peanuts, seafood, and tree nuts. If people should ban wheat due to its immune response, why not ban all foods that can cause an immune response? Food allergies affect between 1 to 5% of the total population, but appear to be increasing. I know some of you are thinking, over 60% of the world's population is lactose intolerant. Lactose intolerance is an intolerance to the milk sugar lactose and is not the same as being allergic to a milk protein. A food intolerance can make one feel very uncomfortable, but they are not incapacitating or life-threatening. Just like celiac disease and wheat allergy are two different medical conditions. And many refined wheat prepared foods are also high-calorie foods made with hundreds of chemical additives. Some food additives can cause allergic reactions and symptoms that could be mistaken for a wheat allergy or celiac disease. Known reasons to avoid foods made with wheat include celiac disease, wheat allergy, wheat sensitivity, too many calories, and too many chemical additives. There are people who believe, or say they believe, avoiding all wheat products like bread, cakes, cookies, pastries, pizza, and pasta cured symptoms they've had for decades. Establishing cause and effect is difficult because most people don't eat pure wheat foods. Whole wheat pasta made with flour and water is about as close to eating whole wheat kernels as most people get. Diets high in fiber can cause gas, bloating, and cramps that can be mistaken for celiac disease and other diseases. Eating refined wheat pasta can reduce gas, bloating, and cramps. When you eat prepared pasta, you get more than pasta and tomato sauce. What appear to be harmless ingredients like caramel color, natural flavor, and yeast extracts can cause allergic reactions. In the U.S., food additives and preservatives are generally regarded as safe. If modern wheat is bad, what about the thousands of modern synthetic food additives? And more processing usually means more additives and preservatives. And wheat is in many foods not normally associated with wheat. And in some cases, wheat by any other name is still wheat. Today, wheat is used to make hydrolyzed vegetable protein. natural flavorings, and vegetable gums. Wheat allergy symptoms range from difficulty breathing and headaches to anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis can be a life-threatening allergic reaction requiring immediate medical treatment. Symptoms include swelling or tightness of the throat, chest pain or tightness, severe difficulty breathing, trouble swallowing, pale blue skin color, and dizziness or fainting. Celiac disease has a wide range of symptoms, from diarrhea and fatigue to weight loss, bloating and gas, constipation, anemia, skin rash, bone loss, headaches, joint pain, and nerve damage. Sharing so many symptoms with other diseases can make it difficult to diagnose mild cases of celiac disease. A blood test can confirm if you have celiac disease or if you need to continue researching the cause of your symptoms. A common comment I've received over the years is, "I gave up," and you can fill in the type of food or food group, "and medical problems I've had for decades disappeared." This followed unsuccessful treatments by corrupt, bungling doctors, specialists, and drug companies in it for the money. Since most comments are anonymous and unverifiable, at best they're anecdotal, and at worst they are false. The human diet and nutrition science is very complex and still not fully understood. That doesn't stop some diet experts from cashing in on unproven theories and research studies. Theories about the toxicity and dangers of wheat and other foods are directed at overweight and obese Americans. For example, some Americans claim when they eat pasta in Italy, they have no ill effects. And they become ill, experiencing numerous symptoms after eating US-made pasta. Fad diets conclude Italian pasta is made with superior Italian wheat, while American pasta is made from GMO American wheat. First, most Americans don't eat pasta without some kind of sauce, and many eat highly processed pasta. Italy doesn't produce enough wheat to meet domestic demand for pasta, let alone produce pasta for export to other countries. About 40% of Italy's wheat is imported. Most Italians make their own sauce and don't buy prepared sauces in a jar or dry mix, let alone eat prepared, overcooked, canned, and frozen pastas. There's a huge difference between eating homemade spaghetti and meatballs and embalmed, canned, and frozen spaghetti and meatballs. This simple Italian white sauce has 3 major ingredients: butter, cream, and cheese. In the US, prepared Alfredo pasta sauces come in a jar or package for consumers and restaurants. A homemade sauce has as little as 3 ingredients. With jarred Alfredo sauce, you get a variety of ingredients like modified food starch, enzyme-modified egg yolk, autolyzed yeast extract, and disodium phosphate. Dry mixes aren't much better. They can include wheat flour, whey, natural flavors, and soybean oil. Most Americans don't realize their restaurant Alfredo sauce may come from a jar or mix. With so many additives in prepared foods, it's difficult linking symptoms after a meal to one specific ingredient like wheat. For fad diets, condemning wheat as the root cause of diet-related diseases is easier than finding the real cause, especially for people eating diets high in highly processed wheat foods made with dozens of synthetic chemical additives. When you eliminate all highly processed foods made with wheat, you also eliminate or reduce hundreds of synthetic ingredients. To complicate matters, many processed foods are made in facilities that process other ingredients that can trigger allergies. Some wheat facts include people have eaten wheat for about 12,000 years and refined flour for about 6,000 years. There's hundreds of varieties of wheat. Whole wheat includes the entire wheat kernel. Refined wheat omits the bran and germ. Wheat gluten causes celiac disease. And wheat allergy affects 1 to 2% of the world's population. Some wheat myths include it's one of the deadliest foods you can eat. Wheat is the root cause of all chronic diseases. All American wheat is genetically modified. Eat meat, not wheat. Celiac disease and other wheat allergies are proof humans should not eat wheat. And beer belly is caused by wheat, not beer. Please leave a comment if you have any questions about this video. Thank you for watching and healthy eating.